got 4 lanes open, all green lights ahead. We're running on dreams in a wildflower thread.
This is footage of my lesson with Miss Queen. So I had a lesson with one of my, because at the Pearl Question Center, we have 2 trainers. We have me and we have my other trainer. And I asked her if she could have a lesson with my 3-year-old and me because we have a show coming up and we haven't really jumped bigger jumps. And the show that I entered her in actually had bigger jumps in it. And I don't know if she's ever jumped big. I don't know any of that stuff. She's 3. I'm pretty sure she's only jumped twice in her entire life. So this is our lesson, and she is talking to me through the whole thing. I'm just voiceovering this part, but she is talking to me about my position when I'm jumping her, talking to me about a whole bunch of different things that I am doing with her, and making sure that I'm jumping her really nicely and straight and everything like that. So her first vertical jump, she did actually pretty decent. So I asked her to go up a bit in like our speed just so we can kind of be at a good pace for all of the jumps. And we got around to this jump and she stopped. She did not like the way of the greenery. So she said to have her look at it. So I had her kind of eye up the jump and like really see the jump. And she told me to circle her and come back to the jump at the same speed that we were already on. And so I got her going again. I got that canter back. It was kind of back, but also not. And then I really put my leg on her and we were able to get over it. Then she wanted me to try a little bit of a bigger jump with her. So we did the blue to yellow. And she jumped these actually really nicely. And she nicked the yellow one a little, but she was actually like doing really well overall. And then she wanted to do this greenery jump, but she didn't like the greenery, so she stopped way before she even got to the fence. And I had her look at it again, and then I had her kind of trot away from it and then kind of really like collected our canter. And then I asked her to go a little bit faster, and right here I had a leg on her and she was able to pop it over the jump, and she actually did a lot better than I thought jumping that jump. And I know she can jump big because her jump is like Dandy's, and I really like that about her because I know Dandy, he can jump huge. He can jump really big. So I kind of just popped her over this green jump, and right here she got hesitant to jump it because of the greenery, but I had my leg on her. And then I jumped her over this fence, which she's never seen this fence yet, but she was able to jump it. Then the purple jump, which the purple jump is actually the biggest jump in the arena besides the red jump, but they both have greenery. So I trotted her up to the where the greenery was, and she did okay with trotting up to the jump. I gave her a nice pat because she looked at it. Then I had her canter away from it. Then I did my half C because when I'm like in my half C, I feel like she goes a little bit faster. Put my leg on her and she popped that jump like it was nothing. Jumped her over this, kind of was trying to get her corners and to see if she'd be okay with doing this jump. This jump, I didn't have her look at it, so she did stop and didn't like that. So I had her look at the fence and she did pretty good with that. And I trotted her around it to kind of have her really, really look at it and the flower pots and everything, since she's never seen flower pots before. Then afterwards, I got her nice and ready to go over it, had my leg on her again, and had her go over it, and she did a really good job with that. Then I kind of did a tight turn to go to the blue fence, and she dead stopped because she was like, I don't like that line. So, yeah, this 3-year old tells me if she likes something and if she doesn't, which I actually kind of like because a lot of my younger horses, they don't really do that. And which is kind of noted because I'm the one that trained them and everything. So they kind of just don't really care what I put them in the situations that I put them in. But she actually like is telling me like I don't like this, I don't like that. Um Here I actually forgot to put my leg on her and she just popped it like it was nothing. This was another wonky line because I really wanted to do a wonky line to the blue and she just did not like it. So we circled again. I was feeling her about to stop, and so I kind of like had her like move away from it. So then we tried it again, and she actually like really slowed way down, and we ended up crashing into the fence. So at this point, my trainer really wants me to try and doing yellow to blue because she doesn't like the line that I was just trying to get to blue. So I decided to do what she's asked, and she did this line beautifully. And after that, my trainer told me to slow her way down and to cool her off because we popped quite a few fences at that point. And I cooled her off, and we had the show a couple weeks later. And here is the footage from our show round. So I made it to Golden Leaf Stables and had their warm up arena, which this was the same arena that we were going to be jumping in, but I was third out, but it wasn't that busy when I started warming her up. And I braided her mane, I did her tail, I made her look all sorts of pretties, and her face marking was showing, and it was just so pretty. She had her dappled booty, and it was really nice. She was just really nice and been really cute. So I was warming her up, getting her all nice and ready, doing her nice little jumpies. And that's when they told us that we all had to move out and they had to start setting up the jumps. So I slowed her down to a nice walk and walked us out, and they set up the jumps. Alrighty, so here is our round, and the buzzer went, and I started us off way too slow for our first fence. So that's when I realized I was going way too slow. And I had us go up a little bit. And our first couple of fences, we actually did a lot better than I thought. Her rounds were doing really nicely. Like overall, she was doing really nice. This is when it got a little wonky and she didn't like this. She almost stopped, but I put my leg on her. Then we had our oxer, to the triple with the X, then to the water jump, which she's never done cross country. So my leg was on her around like almost the entire round. And our last fence, slowing her down. She did really, really good with our first round. We had a cross country and a corsage, which the corsage I forgot to record, so I just have the cross country left for you guys to watch. So that was our show jumping, and we did really, really good. And then we did our cross country. Then we had our cross country test. Well, time to go. So I got her ready to go, and right as I told her to go, she just went. I did have leg on her for most of these jumps just because she's never done cross country before. So this was her first time actually doing cross country. And the course here was super duper nice. So having her jump these jumps and actually go pretty much good, I was so surprised with how well she was doing with the course. And some of these we did bigger jumps and some of them we did the smaller version. She just all around did amazing. Right here we had a straightaway. She was doing really nice. Slowed her down quite a bit because this jump was a little wonky. And then had her go again. At this point, we were almost done with our cross country course. It was a small cross country course for her first time actually doing a 3-day event in one day, which I can't remember what they're called at this very moment of this voiceover. So she was doing really nice. Then was our last sprint. And they called it there. She actually was not that sweaty, surprisingly. So I walked her to the water and kind of cooled her off that way. And they did a vet visit as well to see how she was doing, and she actually passed it. And we did super duper good. And I'm so proud of this mare because she's only 3 and she just did her first of her 3-day event ever, and she did amazing. I was actually thinking about possibility of me taking her to our first ever proper show, and it's like really expensive. And I've done it once with Sully when he didn't have his injury. I did it when he was 7, and I was able to qualify to get him in. And I've always wanted to take Bucky, but he being Bucky, he bucks people off, and he never got qualified to go because him bucking me constantly just didn't seem safe. So I was thinking of possibility of me taking Queen and taking her to go. But at the same time, I also kind of want to take Dandy because Dandy's also pretty young, and I feel like they would do really well in that. So I have to talk to some of my friends and see what they think I should do because I honestly have no clue if I should take her to a really high class show because for her first show she did really good, and doing her mane and tail was so nice to do because I've always loved plaiting. It's one of my favorite things to do. So, I don't know. I'm really excited to see her journey because she's already doing really, really well. So, let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next with Queen and me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, in the next video, I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of our baby horses that were born here. Well, not here, at Pearl Equestrian Center. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!